Okay, let's make a melody. I think what I want to do is make something with some guitars. Okay, so the key doesn't really matter to begin with. We can always change it. Let's start with F sharp minor for no reason. It's kind of happy. I like that. So let's go with I think I want to slow this down a little bit more. Now I want to find some kind of way to make the second half a little bit different. So there are a bunch of ways we could do that. Actually, I'm going to take these and duplicate them down. Same thing with this one. And I'm also lowering the velocity of these notes because I don't really want to add a ton of low information. I just want a little bit of that texture to come through. So maybe we can do like add some little like flavor notes here, like a boom, boom. Okay, so this one was at the end of this odd number, so we can put it at the end of this one as well. And then we can change the notes. So maybe we'll flip it. See how that sounds? Then maybe we'll add an extra note here. Something else we can do is maybe take these and shift them. So maybe I'll leave this one alone. Maybe I'll do it with these two. So we can shift this forwards a little bit. And then do the same thing with these. But for that to work, the velocity is going to have to be higher. I still have these lower notes at a lower velocity than the other notes, but I did raise them up a little bit because they were a little bit too quiet to hear. Okay, and then let's copy and paste this over, and then I'm going to make the second half of this one a little bit different. So we can start doing some inversions if we want to. So maybe this note comes up. Maybe this note comes up as well. And then we can do something similar here. I don't think I want to move this note. Maybe we move these notes again. Oh, maybe we can add some little like note slides. So maybe this one can slide. So I'm making this purple 5. So the only things it will affect are other notes that are also purple 5. So this slide note will only affect this note here. That sounds cool, actually. Ooh, maybe we can introduce one of these over here as well. So maybe... I like this, but I don't know if I want it happening there. Maybe we put it... Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to EQ it to take out some of those harsher frequencies that I'm hearing, and then I might layer another guitar with it so that it's like two different guitars playing the same thing. I'm going to process both of these together. So, guitars. So when I was first choosing the first guitar, I took off a lot of the reverb and delay that was on it because I just didn't like the way that it sounded. But it does sound a bit dry now, which is why I'm going through and adding some reverb as well as probably some other effects. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna make this sound a little bit more realistic because as it is, everything's like playing perfectly on the grid, and that's not actually how people play. So let's hit Control A, Alt R. This pulls up the randomization window, and these are the settings that I typically like, just kind of changing the velocity, a little bit of the release, and have bipolar checked on. Hit Accept. Alt S strums everything, and I have alternating directions, so it like strums up. So it'll like strum up, then strum down, then up, then down. And then to randomize the timings like as a whole, I'm going to hit Alt Q, and then I'm quantizing to the dotted eighth note grid, but I have it mixed out. So if it was all the way on, everything would be pushed onto the dotted eighth note grid. And with this all the way off, it's like nothing changed. It's like the notes are exactly where I had them. So if you put it somewhere in between, kind of looking at where it says start time, it'll give you like a kind of a randomization effect because it just partially pushes things and pulls things forwards and backwards until they're like on that grid. So hit Accept. And then we can randomize a little bit more by just kind of taking some of these, seemingly at random, and then just shift them a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to copy and paste this to the other one so it sounds like it's one guitar. Okay, and I'm also going to pan these lower notes. So let's go left to right. All right, let's consolidate our guitar. Okay, what else can we add to this? I bet a string would sound good, or like a wind instrument. I think I like this pattern, but I want to hear what it sounds like with some like lower, deeper notes as well. So I took out these notes here from this first half because I didn't want it to be like just constantly playing like that all the time. It just sounded like it was a little bit too busy. Okay, let's randomize these as well. So Alt S, Alt Q. Ooh, I bet we can make the second half of this like... Okay, I said I didn't want this first note, but I think I want it on like the second half. So it's like kind of quiet and tame and just kind of playing after the guitar, but then it like goes crazy. There we go. Okay, so I kind of changed some things, like this note, for example, was an F sharp, but I moved it up to a C sharp. And then in this like second half, I've got a lot more going on in the first half. I've got like notes happening at the beginning as well as more stuff going on in the middle. Let's randomize the timing and velocity of all this, just like we did before. Okay, now I'm going to try and make another melody. This may not work and I may end up wasting some time, but I'm going to reverse this, pitch it up, and then I'm going to chop it up. That already sounds cool. I haven't even reorganized it yet. And then what I'm going to do with this pattern that I'm like chopping up is I will put a bunch of effects on it and then like push it into the back. Let me change the color. Okay, and then it's obviously too busy right now, so I'm going to fade some of the volumes out. Okay, so maybe we do this, but then like in this half, and then we can do the same thing here. That part is so cool sounding. Okay, let's consolidate it. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, that's going to be about it. So if you have any questions on any part of the process of making this melody, feel free to throw them in the comments. I believe we made the entire thing from scratch using only stock presets. If I didn't use a stock preset at some point, let me know in the comments, but I think I did. But yeah, if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to throw them down below in the comment section. And that's going to be about it, so let's listen back.